The Global Nations Pageant takes a good look at how the women competing give to their community by way of charity and volunteer work. And this weekend, the pageant is hitting the New Mexico stage. Rachel Sweeney, Miss Global Nations 2013, is here to tell us more. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate you being here with us.
Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
having me.
So tell us about what Mrs. Global Nations is.
Mrs. Global Nations is a national pageant for married women that I was chosen to carry the national title in Sacramento, California.
Wow.
I represented New Mexico, so I was Mrs. New Mexico, and then I was chosen for the national title. It is actually the first national title that the MRS division has in New Mexico. So I was super excited to bring that home to us. As a native of New Mexico, I was really excited to do that. So.
Absolutely, that's great, and it's a great feat for New Mexicans. I think it's very cool that we have got a pageant for married women. It really highlights that, and I think it's great. And you do a lot of great stuff. So this isn't the end for you. You still got a lot ahead of you. You got the national competition going on. So tell us what lies on the road ahead of you.
Well, it's really exciting. In 2 weeks, it's actually on February 22nd, we will have the New Mexico State Pageant, and I get to crown the New Mexico winner, so that's super exciting. But holding the national title, I also get to crown the national title holder in California in July, I believe. So that's really neat too. I get to do both of it, and
that's
you
great.
know, and it's been really fun. And you're right, being a married woman, there aren't a lot out there for us to showcase ourselves. So it's really neat to have this opportunity for our children and to take our families with us. It's been an exciting adventure for all of us.
That's great. So your family gets to travel with you on all these excursions.
Yes.
That's great. I'm sure they don't mind that.
Not at all.
Getting to gallivant, take trips. That's great.
Been so fun.
Well, so you are kind of on the eve of giving up the crown. How do you feel about it? It's got to be kind of a bittersweet thing for you.
It is, it is. I'm ready to see who is going to take it over, and actually ready to help her, because there's so much that you can do with it, and there's so many doors, so many opportunities that you have, and I'm really excited to help her with that and see who it's going to be. So it is.
So now all the contestants, they have a platform that they choose. How do they choose that platform, and what was the platform that you chose?
Most of the time it is something that's special to you. My platform, I go off of domestic violence, so I work a lot with Safe House, and it does come from a personal level, and I also work with March of Dimes. And so I've been working with them even before I had my title, but when I did get this, it just gave me that much more of an opportunity to work with them and to do a little bit more for the community.
Right, that's great. Well, so tell us a little bit about the event that's going on, the Global Nations State Pageant. Let us know the details on it and where it's going to be held.
Well, it will be held at the African American Performing Arts Center at Expo, New Mexico on February 22nd at 7 p.m. and we will crown the new Mrs. New Mexico Global Nations.
Wow, it's going to be exciting stuff. So how can our viewers get tickets to this?
They can go to eventbrite.com, or they can actually contact any of our local title holders. So there is Miss Bernalillo County, Mrs. Albuquerque, Mrs. Western New Mexico. Any of them, you can look them up on Facebook, you can look them up on online anywhere and contact them, get tickets, or you can go to eventbrite.com and get them there as well.
Eventbrite.com, very exciting. Well, thank you so much for representing New Mexico
welcome.
so well.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great run.
it.
I know it's going to be sad to see it go, but thank you so much for being such a positive representation.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
And we, of course, will have links on our website, folks, at krqe.com under the CASA tab.